Have you ever envisioned embarking on one final grand adventure in your 70s? Perhaps a long-awaited cruise, a tour through Europe, or a road trip across the country. While the notion of traveling during retirement is thrilling, the reality is that it carries significant risks that many seniors may not fully appreciate. It's a common misconception that if one was an excellent traveler in their younger years, they can maintain the same pace in their 70s and beyond. However, as we age, our bodies and minds undergo changes that can make travel more exhausting, unpredictable, and even perilous. What was once a seamless journey can transform into a stressful, physically demanding, or financially draining experience if proper precautions are not taken. In this video, we will outline 5 major risks that make travel after 70 considerably more challenging than most anticipate, from unexpected health emergencies to financial pitfalls that can deplete savings in an instant. Each of these risks has the potential to transform your dream vacation into a challenging experience. I encourage you to stay with me until the end, as the final risk is one that many seniors overlook, yet it is one of the most prevalent ways individuals over 70 can experience financial loss, wasted time, and diminished peace of mind while traveling. Before you finalize your next trip, take a moment to understand what you need to be mindful of, because a bit of knowledge now could spare you from significant stress later. Now, let's delve into the details. In risk number 1, there is an elevation in health risks and potential medical emergencies. One of the significant concerns associated with traveling after the age of 70 is the heightened risk of unexpected health emergencies. As we age, our bodies can become less predictable, and what may have once been a minor issue can swiftly develop into a serious situation, particularly when we are away from home. At home, if you start to feel unwell, you can easily reach out to your healthcare provider, schedule an appointment, or visit a local hospital. However, when traveling, especially in foreign countries or remote locations, accessing medical assistance can become much more complex, costly, and potentially delayed. It is crucial to acknowledge that common travel-related conditions can lead to severe health complications for many seniors. Extended periods of air travel can elevate the likelihood of developing blood clots. Deep vein thrombosis can be life-threatening if not addressed. High altitudes impose additional stress on the heart and lungs, resulting in challenges with breathing. Heat-related dehydration and exhaustion can rapidly affect the body, leading to potentially serious complications. New foods and water sources may lead to unforeseen allergic reactions or gastrointestinal issues. In crowded environments, the transmission of infections occurs with greater ease, and older adults face heightened risks of complications from illnesses such as influenza or pneumonia. A genuine travel experience analysis of a horror narrative. Max, a 74-year-old retiree who had always been an active traveler, and his wife booked a 2-week cruise, believing it would be a relaxing way to explore new destinations. However, just 4 days into the trip, Max began experiencing sharp chest pain. The ship's medical team provided basic care but advised him that he needed immediate hospitalization. As they were in the middle of the ocean, Max had to wait hours for an emergency evacuation to the nearest port hospital. By the time he received proper treatment, his condition had worsened, resulting in a terrifying experience and a medical bill in the thousands. Had Max taken his health risks more seriously before the trip, he could have avoided this ordeal. The financial challenges associated with healthcare expenses overseas. Another surprising fact is that numerous seniors believe their health insurance provides coverage wherever they travel, but this is not always the case. For instance, Medicare does not extend coverage for medical care outside the United States. Additionally, some health insurance plans may only cover emergencies within the country and exclude international travel. Many countries necessitate upfront payment before treating foreign patients, which could result in significant out-of-pocket expenses if one is unprepared. The solution: ensure you are adequately prepared prior to making travel arrangements. It is advisable for seniors to seek a comprehensive health evaluation to confirm their readiness for travel. Additionally, They should verify their insurance policy to determine if medical care is included while overseas. Obtain thorough travel insurance that includes coverage for urgent medical treatment, hospital admissions, and potential medical evacuations. Ensure you have sufficient medication for the duration of your journey, along with additional supplies to account for any unforeseen delays. The essential conclusion: traveling after the age of 70 requires careful consideration of health risks. A minor health concern at home could escalate into a serious emergency while traveling. Proper preparation is essential to mitigate potential dangers and ensure a safe journey. Risk number 2 involves heightened vulnerability to infections and contaminants. One of the most commonly underestimated risks of traveling after the age of 70 is the heightened vulnerability to infections, bacteria, and viruses. While younger travelers might encounter only mild symptoms, older individuals may face more significant health challenges. Unpleasant sensations resulting from a viral infection or gastrointestinal disturbance. As individuals advance in age, they encounter a significantly elevated risk of complications. This is largely due to the natural decline in immune system efficacy, which impairs the body's ability to combat illnesses effectively. A minor infection that a younger individual typically recovers from within a few days may result in hospitalization or more severe consequences for an older adult. Traveling presents various health risks due to the potential exposure to crowded environments such as airports, airplanes, trains, buses, hotels, and other public areas where bacteria and viruses may thrive. Some of the most significant infection risks include infectious diseases transmitted through the air. Respiratory infections such as colds, flu, pneumonia, and even COVID-19 can disseminate swiftly in airports and airplanes, where individuals from various regions converge and share the same air for extended periods. Additionally, foodborne illnesses pose a significant risk in these environments. Various areas possess distinct microorganisms in their water and food that residents may be accustomed to. Yet travelers may encounter significant health risks, such as infections from foodborne pathogens like E. coli and norovirus, particularly in public restrooms and on frequently touched surfaces. Door handles, tray tables, and hotel remote controls can harbor thousands of bacteria per square inch, and certain destinations may have contaminated water. Even using tap water for brushing your teeth may lead to stomach infections. Reduced immune function. Older individuals' bodies require more time to recuperate from infections, which heightens the likelihood of dehydration complications or the exacerbation of pre-existing health issues. An actual instance highlighting the risks associated with contamination of food and water is presented. Alice, a 72-year-old woman, had long cherished the dream of visiting South America. She meticulously planned every aspect of her journey, yet she overlooked the simple act of drinking a glass of tap water at a restaurant. Within 24 hours, she experienced severe diarrhea, vomiting, and dehydration. What she initially thought was merely an upset stomach escalated into a serious infection, leaving her bedridden for 5 days in a foreign hospital. The trip she had eagerly anticipated for months transformed into a medical ordeal. This experience serves as a poignant reminder that even minor oversights, such as consuming unfiltered water, can lead to significant repercussions for older adults, who are often more susceptible to such health risks. Individuals in advanced age groups have a heightened risk of experiencing serious complications when confronted with infections. The body exhibits a delayed immune response, resulting in an extended duration for the detection and combat of infections. Increased susceptibility to dehydration, gastrointestinal disorders, and fever can rapidly result in significant dehydration, particularly in individuals with pre-existing health issues. Conditions such as diabetes, heart disease, and lung disease may deteriorate in the presence of infections. Potential adverse reactions to treatment. Certain medications may compromise the immune system, resulting in increased difficulty in combating infections. It is essential for seniors to implement measures to minimize the risk of infection during unavoidable travel. Taking additional precautions is crucial in ensuring their safety and well-being. It is essential to wash your hands frequently and utilize hand sanitizer, particularly before meals. Additionally, it is advisable to avoid consuming tap water when in foreign countries. It is advisable to use bottled or filtered water, even for dental hygiene, and to exercise caution with your food selections. It is advisable to steer clear of uncooked foods. Street food and improperly cooked meats should be properly sanitized. High-contact surfaces in hotel rooms, airplanes, and rental vehicles. It is advisable to wear a mask in crowded areas such as airports, public transportation systems, and points of interest for visitors. It is important to remain informed about vaccinations, including influenza immunizations and suggested vaccines for travel. Assemble a compact first aid kit that includes antibiotics, medications to manage diarrhea, and supplements to restore electrolytes. The essential conclusion: while travel can appear thrilling, the potential for infection is a genuine concern, particularly for older individuals. Implementing minor preventative measures can significantly impact the distinction between a safe, enjoyable journey and a health crisis in an unfamiliar environment. Additionally, one must consider the challenges of travel fatigue and recovery. Traveling can appear thrilling. However, for individuals over 70, the physical demands may be significantly more challenging than anticipated, particularly with long flights. Early check-ins, unfamiliar schedules, and extended periods of walking can lead to exhaustion that lasts for days or even weeks. Unlike in younger years, when a good night's sleep could recharge the body, older adults often struggle to recover from travel-related fatigue. As the body ages, it loses some of its natural resilience, meaning that travel-related exhaustion doesn't dissipate as quickly as it once did. Disrupted sleep patterns contribute to this issue. Resting in an unfamiliar environment, contending with the sounds of a hotel, and adapting to different time zones can significantly hinder the ability to achieve restorative sleep. Prolonged sitting during travel on a plane, bus, or train can result in compromised circulation, leading to muscle stiffness, joint swelling, and a heightened risk of blood clots. Prolonged recovery duration, where what previously required a day or two for recuperation now extends to several weeks, accompanied by diminished energy levels. Older individuals may not possess the same stamina for walking long distances, carrying luggage, or handling physically demanding schedules. Did you know? Jet lag has a more pronounced impact on older individuals compared to younger travelers, as the body's internal clock tends to lose its adaptability with age. A time zone change that a younger person can acclimate to within a day may require a senior a full week to adjust. This is evident in real-life scenarios. When travel becomes overwhelming, seek assistance. Richard, a 75-year-old retired teacher, had always cherished the joy of traveling. However, after a lengthy flight to Europe, he soon recognized that his circumstances had shifted. The 10-hour journey left him feeling fatigued before the adventure even commenced, and by the second day, he found it challenging to keep pace with the walking tours. Fatigue began to take hold, leaving him feeling weighed down and unfocused. By the time he acclimated to the time difference, it was already time to return home instead of feeling rejuvenated. Richard dedicated 2 weeks to recuperating from the exhaustion he experienced. What was intended to be a dream trip ultimately left him feeling drained both physically and mentally. This situation highlights how travel fatigue can escalate into more significant issues. It is important to recognize that fatigue from excessive travel is not merely a matter of feeling tired. For seniors, this can lead to significant health risks, including an elevated risk of falls. Fatigue can impair balance and coordination, increasing the likelihood of falls in unfamiliar environments. An impaired immune response occurs when the body is fatigued, making it more difficult to combat infections. Mental haze and disorientation. Travel-related exhaustion may exacerbate instances of memory lapses and confusion, which can subsequently heighten feelings of anxiety and forgetfulness. Increased likelihood of cardiac stress. Extended durations of inactivity, coupled with stress, can exert extra pressure on the heart. It is advisable for seniors to limit travel to mitigate these risks. Exhaustion when travel becomes necessary. It is crucial to prepare in advance. Here are several strategies that can help older adults minimize fatigue and enhance recovery time. Opt for more concise travel options. It is advisable to minimize long-duration flights or arrange for layovers to facilitate movement and enhance blood circulation. It is essential to prioritize rest days by incorporating at least one full rest day into your itinerary following your arrival. Staying hydrated is crucial. Ensure you drink plenty of water to prevent dehydration and fatigue. Additionally, be mindful to avoid overloading your schedule. Opt for leisurely travel experiences instead of hurried tours. Make gradual adjustments to your sleep if transitioning between time zones. Modify your sleep schedule several days prior to your trip to help mitigate the effects of jet lag. Utilizing compression socks can aid in minimizing swelling and decreasing the likelihood of blood clots while traveling by air. Consume meals that are both light and nutritious. Consuming heavy and unfamiliar foods may exacerbate feelings of fatigue and lead to digestive discomfort. Pay attention to your body's signals. If you feel fatigued, it's important to refrain from pushing through that exhaustion. Prioritize rest and recovery. Ultimately, consider whether the effort is truly worthwhile. Travel should be a source of enjoyment rather than fatigue. However, for individuals over 70, even the most carefully organized trips can significantly impact energy, strength, and overall health. It's important to consider whether this journey will improve my quality of life or leave me feeling depleted, both physically and mentally. Am I selecting a destination and pace that align with my current energy levels? This is a crucial consideration for many older adults. It might be more prudent to select nearby trips, cruises, or locations that provide convenient access to medical care, rather than overexerting oneself. Exceeding its boundaries presents a significant concern, an increased likelihood of falls and injuries. One of the significant concerns associated with traveling after the age of 70 is the heightened risk of falls and severe injuries, as our balance tends to decline with age. As we age, our reflexes and bone density tend to diminish, which can render even slight missteps quite serious. A minor stumble at home may result in nothing more than a bruise. However, a fall while traveling, particularly in an unfamiliar environment, could lead to broken bones, emergency hospital visits, or even long-term mobility challenges. Travel can elevate the likelihood of falls due to various factors such as unfamiliar environments, changes in terrain, and potential distractions. It is essential to remain vigilant and take precautions to minimize these risks while exploring new places. Travel environments can significantly contrast with the secure and familiar settings that seniors are accustomed to. This is why travel can be beneficial. There is a significantly increased likelihood of falls and injuries. Irregular terrains, cobblestone pathways, inadequately maintained sidewalks, and unfamiliar staircases elevate the risk of tripping, posing hazards associated with public transportation. Boarding buses, trains, or taxis frequently necessitates swift actions, which may pose challenges for older adults. Risks associated with hotels and cruise ships, hazardous bathroom surfaces, dim illumination, and inconsistent furniture can present unforeseen hazards. Insufficient accessibility, numerous historic sites and tourist attractions lack adequate handrails. Ramps or elevators can contribute to feelings of fatigue and exacerbate the effects of jet lag. Fatigue and disturbances in sleep impair coordination and reaction time, resulting in increased likelihood of falls. Transporting heavy luggage can disrupt stability, resulting in missteps and potential muscle strain. The narrative of Linda, a seemingly minor fall that transformed her life, begins here. Linda, a 78-year-old retiree who had always dreamed of visiting Europe, maintained a daily walking routine at home and believed herself to be in excellent shape. However, during her trip to Italy, she faced unexpected challenges as a senior traveler. Navigating cobblestone streets left her feeling unsteady, and while stepping off a curb in a dimly lit alley, she lost her balance and fell, resulting in a fractured hip that necessitated emergency surgery in a foreign hospital. The trip concluded abruptly, and she endured months of painful recovery. What should have been a memorable journey turned into a distressing ordeal. Linda later acknowledged that she believed her activity level was sufficient for this trip. She had not anticipated the challenges posed by walking on uneven streets and expressed a desire for more careful planning. The significant risk of how one fall can alter a senior's life dramatically. Falls can lead to significant pain and may result in serious consequences such as broken bones and fractures. The hips, wrists, and ankles tend to become more delicate as one ages, and even a single fracture can result in lasting mobility challenges. Receiving medical care in a foreign country can be challenging, as many hospitals may not uphold the same standards of care, leading to difficulties and increased costs for treatment. Additionally, after experiencing a fall, many seniors face a loss of independence, often requiring mobility aids or extended physical therapy. There is also a prevalent concern about the possibility of future falls. Even when injuries are not severe, many seniors may experience a decline in confidence regarding their mobility. This can lead to decreased physical activity, subsequently increasing the risk of falls in the future. It is essential for seniors to take proactive steps to mitigate fall risks while traveling, especially when travel is necessary. Implementing additional safety measures can significantly help in minimizing these risks. Select your destinations with careful consideration. Select locations that feature even, stable walking surfaces and attractions that are easy to access. It is essential to wear appropriate footwear, opting for comfortable, non-slip shoes that offer adequate arch support. Take your time. Hurrying through airports, train stations, or busy streets can lead to mistakes. Utilize walking aids as necessary. A foldable cane or walking stick can enhance stability on unfamiliar terrain. When making reservations for hotels, tours, or transportation, it is advisable to request accommodations for accessibility. Inquire about the availability of ramps, elevators, and any assistance you may require. Exercise caution with your luggage. Opting for a lightweight rolling suitcase is preferable to carrying heavy bags. It is advisable to refrain from walking during the night, as inadequate lighting and fatigue significantly increase the risks associated with nighttime walking. The essential consideration is whether the potential risk is justified. While traveling can be exhilarating and rewarding, the danger of falls must not be overlooked. Reflect on your ability to navigate uneven terrain with confidence. It is essential to be ready for extended walks, stairs, and unforeseen challenges. Have I established a strategy for potential injuries? For numerous seniors, opting for travel that is closer and safer might be the most prudent choice, as no journey is worth jeopardizing one's well-being. The fifth risk pertains to long-term mobility and independence. Travel insurance and financial risks. One of the most unforeseen hazards of traveling after the age of 70 extends beyond health or physical exertion. It encompasses the financial threats that can transform a dream getaway into a fiscal catastrophe. Many seniors believe that having savings and a solid plan ensures their financial security while traveling. However, the reality is that travel after the age of 70 involves various hidden expenses, unforeseen emergencies, and potential scams that can quickly deplete their finances. For many seniors, just one unexpected medical emergency, trip cancellation, or travel scam can lead to significant financial losses, often amounting to thousands of dollars, with little chance of recovery. Medical costs incurred abroad represent one of the most substantial risks. Many seniors believe that their standard health insurance will provide coverage in the event of illness or injury while traveling. However, the truth is that most health insurance plans do not extend to international medical expenses. Emergency medical evacuations may incur costs ranging from $20,000 to $50,000, and hospital stays overseas can lead to substantial expenses in the absence of insurance. It is essential for seniors to make payments in advance. John, A 74-year-old traveler believed he had adequate coverage during his visit to Spain. However, when he experienced a minor stroke, he was swiftly transported to a private hospital, resulting in a total bill exceeding $30,000. His insurance did not provide coverage for medical expenses incurred abroad, leaving him with no choice but to pay out of pocket for the necessary treatment. It is advisable for seniors to invest in travel insurance that provides coverage for medical emergencies, including evacuations and hospital stays, even if it may appear to be an extra expense. A single health incident can deplete savings, with 2 trip cancellations resulting in significant financial loss and no refunds. After 70, health conditions can shift unexpectedly. Many seniors plan their trips months ahead, believing they will be in good health at that time, but an unforeseen illness may necessitate a last-minute cancellation. Cruise companies, it is uncommon for airlines and hotels to provide complete refunds in the event of cancellations. Non-refundable deposits can result in financial loss if plans change. Here's a solution. It is crucial to have travel insurance that encompasses trip cancellation protection. This ensures that, in the event of a medical emergency or unforeseen circumstance necessitating a trip cancellation, seniors can recoup their expenses rather than facing significant financial losses. 3 scams and seniors are prime targets for scammers specifically. Focus on senior travelers, recognizing that they might have limited awareness of local hazards. The most prevalent fraudulent schemes involve counterfeit taxi services, excessive charges for transportation services, occasionally involving extended routes to inflate costs. Instances of credit card fraud where seniors inadvertently use their cards at skimming devices that compromise their financial data. Fraudulent travel offers inexpensive holiday offers that ultimately prove to be non-existent, leaving elderly individuals without accommodations or travel arrangements. Instances of fraudulent currency exchange practices include instances of excessive charges or the provision of inaccurate change at foreign exchange establishments. 76-year-old Margaret secured a discounted resort in the Caribbean via an online offer. Upon her arrival, she discovered that the resort was non-existent, resulting in a loss of $3,500. She was forced to seek last-minute accommodations and has yet to recover her funds. A solution is needed. It is advisable for seniors to make reservations through trustworthy agencies and to be cautious of offers that appear excessively favorable. Utilizing credit cards rather than cash is recommended for enhanced fraud protection. Exercise caution when it comes to disclosing personal information to unfamiliar individuals. For overlooked expenses of traveling at age 70 and beyond, many seniors often overlook the additional costs associated with traveling as they age, in contrast to younger individuals. Individuals who are able to adjust and bounce back swiftly often require additional comfort, convenience, and safety measures, including extra medical supplies and prescriptions. Not all medications are accessible in foreign countries, which may necessitate that seniors purchase expensive alternatives, such as upgraded airline seats or first-class tickets. Numerous older adults find it challenging to manage economy seating on extended flights and are often required to invest in more comfortable options. Personalized tours rather than group outings. Extensive group excursions may be too rapid for certain seniors, necessitating more costly tailored experiences. Rentals of mobility aids and tailored arrangements. Accessibility challenges encountered in foreign nations frequently necessitate additional payments for support. These unforeseen expenses can accumulate rapidly, resulting in travel costs that exceed the expectations of numerous seniors. A solution is needed. It is advisable for seniors to allocate a budget that exceeds their initial expectations by at least 30% to accommodate unforeseen expenses and mitigate financial strain during their travels, particularly concerning various legal and bureaucratic matters. The absence of appropriate travel documentation. Many seniors believe that having a plane ticket is all it takes to travel, but various countries impose strict entry requirements that can lead to significant issues if not addressed properly, such as failing to verify passport validity. Numerous nations mandate that passports maintain validity for a minimum duration of 6 months. In addition to travel dates, concerns regarding visa matters, certain locations necessitate specific travel permits that should be secured well ahead of time, and there may be no access to emergency funds in the event that a wallet or purse is lost or stolen. Numerous older adults lack a contingency strategy for financial access. It is essential to verify passport and visa requirements ahead of time. Establish a means for emergency funds, such as utilizing a prepaid card or maintaining a second credit card in a secure location. It is advisable to keep a copy of essential documents such as your passport, insurance information, and emergency contacts to mitigate the risks associated with loss or theft. This is a prudent measure to ensure your safety and preparedness. Traveling after the age of 70 necessitates increased financial planning for numerous seniors. Traveling is a cherished aspiration. However, it is essential to recognize that financial risks can swiftly transform an adventure into a distressing experience if not approached with careful planning. Unforeseen expenses, scams, or emergencies can significantly impact the financial well-being of seniors. Prior to making travel arrangements, it is essential for seniors to consider whether they possess adequate insurance to address medical emergencies and potential trip cancellations. Am I adequately equipped to handle additional travel expenses and unforeseen costs? Do I possess the knowledge to safeguard myself against scams and fraud during my travels? Particularly for some seniors, the potential financial drawbacks significantly surpass the benefits associated with travel. Opting to remain at home or selecting shorter, nearby excursions may prove to be the more prudent choice. In conclusion, our exploration reveals that traveling after the age of 70 presents complexities that were not as prevalent in the past. Despite the allure of discovering new destinations and creating lasting memories, the truth is that it carries significant risks that many older adults may not fully recognize until it is too late. Medical crises to monetary challenges, the potential hazards can transform what ought to be a rejuvenating getaway into a taxing, exhausting, or even perilous situation. Let us summarize the 5 most significant threats associated with travel after the age of 70. Heightened health risks. Medical emergencies can occur without warning, and obtaining appropriate treatment in a foreign country can frequently be challenging and costly. Exposure to infections and contaminants in crowded airports, airplanes, and unfamiliar foods can put seniors at risk of bacteria and viruses that their immune systems may find difficult to combat. Additionally, travel fatigue and recovery obstacles can further complicate their well-being. Extended air travel, changes in time zones, and continuous activities can lead to fatigue in seniors, with recovery taking significantly longer than it did in their younger years, increasing the risk of complications. Incidents and traumas, unknown surroundings, irregular surfaces, and exhaustion elevate the risk of incidents that may result in medical treatment or prolonged difficulties with movement. Travel insurance and financial risks are important considerations for anyone planning a trip. It is essential to understand the potential financial implications and ensure adequate coverage to mitigate any unforeseen circumstances that may arise during travel. Unforeseen healthcare expenses, last-minute trip cancellations, and travel scams can result in considerable financial losses. While seniors over 70 do not necessarily need to cease traveling entirely, it is crucial that they approach travel with heightened caution, preparation, and awareness compared to earlier years. For some seniors, the most prudent decision may be to refrain from traveling altogether to safeguard their health, safety, and financial stability. Others may find that adjusting their travel habits, such as opting for shorter and less physically demanding trips, enables them to continue exploring without incurring unnecessary risks. If you or a loved one is contemplating travel after 70, it is essential to consider these important questions. First, is my health stable enough for travel? Have I consulted a medical professional about potential risks? Do I have the appropriate travel insurance? Will it cover medical emergencies? Trip cancellations and unforeseen expenses raise important questions about my financial readiness. Am I equipped to manage additional costs related to accommodations, healthcare, or delays during my travels? Is my destination secure and easy to navigate for older adults? Does it provide adequate healthcare services and accommodations for those with mobility difficulties? Will this trip be physically taxing? Have I allocated sufficient time for rest and recovery? Safer travel options for older adults who wish to explore while minimizing potential risks. Here are some alternatives that prioritize safety. Destinations that are more accessible, typically involving domestic travel or brief international flights with minimal travel durations. Traveling by cruises and trains provides a more leisurely and comfortable experience, minimizing mobility risks. Resorts that cater to seniors should opt for all-inclusive options. Establishments that offer in-house healthcare services and accessibility options. These excursions are thoughtfully crafted for older adults, incorporating necessary rest intervals and healthcare assistance to ensure a comfortable experience. Utilizing modern technology, one can embark on a journey around the globe from the comfort of home by engaging with informative documentaries. Virtual museum tours or cultural events can provide a similarly enriching experience. Consider your options carefully before embarking on your journey. Traveling after the age of 70 is certainly feasible. However, it necessitates meticulous planning, practical expectations, and a sincere evaluation of one's personal limitations prior to making any travel arrangements. Consider the importance of reflection. Is the thrill of travel truly worth the potential risks? Are you adequately prepared for the physical, financial, and medical challenges that may arise? It is possible that your travel aspirations may need to be modified to align with your present health and lifestyle. For some individuals, the response will be affirmative, while for others, it may differ. Remaining near one's residence and prioritizing overall well-being may prove to be the more prudent decision. Ultimately, the objective is not solely to extend lifespan, but to ensure that those years are experienced with security, comfort, and tranquility. We invite you to share your experiences. If you or someone dear to you has traveled after the age of 70, what obstacles did you encounter? Do you believe that traveling remains a worthwhile endeavor, or is it preferable to remain at home? Please leave a comment below to express your thoughts. Your experiences can guide others in making well-informed choices regarding their future travels. If you found this video beneficial, kindly consider liking, subscribing, and enabling notifications to ensure you stay updated on our discussions. Your support enables us to persist in generating essential content to ensure you remain informed and ready. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.